the Barren County Detention Center to lead us today. And I want to tell you folks, he's got the ministry at the jail is really taking flight. And I know that I appreciate everything that Corey's doing. I appreciate Tracy Bellamy for letting him come in, and I know some of the staff's involved as well. And I know that Corey would appreciate all of our prayers. We keep him on his prayer list, and the staff and all the people that's involved in this, because you know, God is the ultimate rehabilitator, and you know, we can spend thousands and thousands of dollars at it, but God's help, we make it possible. Go ahead.
Let's pray. Father God in heaven, we just thank you for this time you've given us together, Father, that we may lift up a prayer to you humbly, Father, that we may reach out corporately, Father, and help these people in need. So many seem to be lost and just wondering. I just pray, Father, for the guidance, not only for me, Father, but for this community to come together under your name for your glory and honor, Father, that we may help these people that have just gone wayward and lost and gone astray from you, Father, that we would just give them your light for guidance. And I just pray you be with each person here as they look to their knowledge and understanding from you. I just pray, Father, for those people who've been touched down there at the jail. I just pray, Father, that your light shine in them in those dark places. I just thank you, Father, for this opportunity you've given not only me, but everybody else here to serve you. In Jesus' name we ask these things. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Stand for the pledge, please. Daniel Williams, you want to start us in the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I want to welcome all guests, our elected officials. Sheriff Kent King, appreciate you being here. Coroner Tim Gibson, Mayor Doty, thank you for being here. Mayor Hatcher, thank you for being here as well. Special guest, we have several. We have several here. We'll get to our baseball champions just here in a minute, but we want to recognize an individual that has represented Barren County in the Olympics, and he brought home a gold medal. And first time Barren County's ever had a gold medal winner. So we're going to present this resolution. This is whereas Daniel Williams has been active in Special Olympics for 10 years and has dedicated numerous years of time and effort to the sport of bowling. And whereas Daniel is an athlete with the Barren County Flames and was chosen by Special Olympics Kentucky to bowl on Team Kentucky's USA Games delegation and is the first athlete from Barren County to be chosen from this team. And whereas during the Special Olympics USA Games in Seattle, Washington, Daniel placed 5th in singles, 4th in team bowling, and received a gold medal in doubles. And whereas the County of Barren would like to commend Daniel Williams for his commitment to bowling and the Barren County Flames, the Special Olympics, and our community. Now therefore be resolved by Michael Hale, Barren County Judge Executive, that on behalf of all citizens of Barren County, we hereby express to you, Daniel Williams, our heartfelt congratulations for receiving such a prestigious award and recognition, and a special thank you for bringing the gold home to Barren County. So Daniel, I'm going to present you.
It's been a fun experience in Seattle. I always wanted to go to see my favorite team to play, and it's my favorite city. It's just never know what you can set your mind to go to do until you actually get to do it. And I want to encourage everybody to follow your dreams, and it might lead you down to the path that you never expect to go.
Very well said, Daniel. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir. Okay, we will get to you folks just here in a minute when it comes up to Mr. Kearney's report. So y'all just stand by, okay? Everybody awake? All right, here we go. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes June 19th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Gillen, second by Manager Houchins. Any corrections, deletions, or additions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Announcements. Does any of the magistrates have any announcements in their respective districts that they would like to announce? Okay, always remember the farmers market's on the square from 8 a.m. to 12. The summer concert series at Barren River State Park, that is the July 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. We have another shindig on the square that's coming up. That is July the 24th. That is from 5 to 8 p.m. Also, keep in mind school will be starting back before we meet again. So, Magistrate, I encourage you to check out your roadways, such as blind spots and things like that. That way we can get those reported, and we, the road department, can get those took care of. Okay, thank you. Okay, reports. Do you need acknowledgement? Okay, I'm going to report to you. We had to sign a certificate of emergency for Recreation Department and chartering and insurance fees for the Babe Ruth tournament that we're done with. Also, we have action on this one, don't we? Okay. The Barawa Spay and Neuter Grant. This is just a pass-through fiscal court, but we have to be the folks that's asking for it, so this will be no money for us. Also, you've probably heard in the news or in conversation at your country stores or whatever, but I have Jonathan West with me today. He is part of a team that we have been asked by the state of Kentucky to apply for some federal dollars for transportation for an interchange at the 249 in Cumberland Parkway. Now, I started asking some history on this. I talked to a few landowners that have been approached before. I believe the one person that's been involved with it from day one is Joe David Houchins. I gained a lot of information from Joe David, and he encouraged us to move forward with this. I feel like this will be such a huge benefit to our community. I think it will take care of a lot of transportation logistics with our school systems. Not only that, but our agricultural needs. And the folks that it affects, and we'll show you on the map, I have made contact with them. These folks are pretty excited about it. It will disrupt a few people, but so far, folks are still excited about it. It is a collaboration between city and county government, and the city is on board. They put their skin in the game. When it comes to Barren County, it's going to affect a rural secondary road, which is Gillenwater Road, which is where one of the on-ramps will be located. So that would be our in-kind to this project. So I'm going to turn it over to Jonathan now, and he's going to give just a short presentation of this. And if you have any questions, we'll try our best to answer.
And Judge, if I need to speed up at any point, I've got a few slides here. We'll cover the basics here today, and give an introduction to all of you, Fiscal Court and others here today. Just to give you a little background on myself, grew up in South Central Kentucky, went to Western Kentucky University, worked the first 10 years of my career at District 3 here in Bowling Green. So worked a lot on the outer loop projects, and so became very familiar with the community here over the years. Since then, I've moved up to District 4 in E-Town. That's where I reside. And I was my last position with the cabinet was branch manager over project development in Louisville. And so, but for the last 3 years, I've been with HDR Engineering, and I'm an engineer there. I cover our or handle our transportation program for Kentucky. We have 3 offices: Louisville, Lexington, and Paducah. And so we were approached a couple months ago to help the cabinet and to help Barren County in submitting a build grant, and I'll tell you what build stands for and what it really represents. If you remember, earmarks kind of went away. Well, they replaced that with grant programs. Well, the good thing about grant programs is it allows communities to compete for dollars. It does not remove all of the politics, and I can assure you that there's politics involved to selection of these grants, but it does not remove all of that, but it does provide communities a mechanism to equally participate, put in applications, participate in a grant process and a selection process. We are gathering support from the senators, the state delegation, U.S. delegation, the Secretary of Transportation in Kentucky. We're getting letters of support for this grant. So, and just to give you an update, it will be submitted tonight if everything goes well at 11 p.m. So, BUILD replaced the old Tiger grant. BUILD stands for Better Utilizing Investments to Leverage Development. So there's a development, an understanding that there's a development aspect to where we should spend our dollars. Creating economic opportunity is important. And so it is a competitive process, $1.5 billion for this round. This has been an annual grant process, but for this round, they actually tripled the dollar amount. And there is an emphasis on rural projects, and that's where I think we become a lot more competitive in this environment. A lot of the Tiger grants went to metropolitan, U.S., and Louisville received a grant on Dixie Highway, and I was the project manager on that. And it's in construction right now. Just last year, well, actually, it was this year, Kentucky received an infra award. That's the larger project. It was about 68 million total project cost, 150 million up in northern Kentucky. So there has been in the past an emphasis on urban environments, but this round is definitely, there's a lot more money set aside for rural communities. And so the grant application, we want to offer our appreciation to Sherry and Matea and all the staff here that's helped out. It's been a lot of work, and wrestling with the federal government's not fun, is it, Sherry? We hope everything, when we push the button to submit, everything goes as expected, but it has been a struggle to get to this point. But the grant application will include the basic outline that you see here. Included in that, I want to hit on the project merits. The project merit, the merit criteria, in other words, the selection criteria, taking politics out of it, looking at safety, state of good repair, economic competitiveness, environmental protection, and in the past that was called environmental stewardship. So they changed wording a little bit, so you can see the differences in the administration and their emphasis. Quality of life is another important criteria. Innovation on this project, we're recommending that this is a fast-paced, fast-track design, build, alternative delivery process. So it'll basically be awarded to a contractor who will have a design team on staff that will buy right of way, move utilities. It'll all happen kind of concurrently. So it's a little bit alternative delivery. It's a little bit faster way to get projects out the door. So in order to meet the schedule that I'll mention later, you'll see why that's needed. Partnership, we have a lot of partners involved here, and we've certainly captured, I think, all of that in the grant. And then, and a very important element is the benefit cost analysis. And so with a project like this, it was a little bit difficult to get to a benefit cost of 1. That's really your target, 1 or higher. We got to 0.95, and so that means that the cost that we came up with and the benefits that we could count in the application, the cost outweighed the benefits slightly. But we do still believe that it's a strong application. It's just tough to capture the benefits. The economic factors, you're not able to count all of that as benefits. So it's really about safety. Again, I go back to safety. And so certainly that is a high crash corridor, Kentucky 249. So as you see on the map, we expanded the project beyond what was in the highway plan, which was just a proposed interchange of Louis Nunn Parkway and Kentucky 249. But we expanded that out to include a bridge replacement to the north and about a half-mile of roadway north and south of the interchange. And because of the accident history along that corridor, we were really able to assess a large amount of benefit. Again, we got close to 1. I didn't quite get there, but we still believe that is a very strong application. The cost, we ended up with about a $20 million project overall. Thanks to City of Glasgow, I think it was yesterday, passed the resolution, or the day before. I'm still on jet lag here, but passed a resolution for $100,000. Very appreciative to the city for that resolution. That does make, I think, these grants go a lot better. They want to see local skin in the game, local dollars being committed. The Highway Department has committed about $2 million on this, and so that, and I'll just step back for a second. Really the purpose of this, much like the earmarks, but probably more so now, it's to really supplement the lack of funding at the local level, at the state levels. For many decades, many years, the highway plan has been overprogrammed, as you've probably been well aware. More projects, more needs assessed than really we have the funding for. And so these grants help to provide a surge of financing to help push some of these projects along and provide the match and really bridge the gap in funding levels. So having that local match, that will make this grant a lot more competitive once they see that the locals and the state are putting dollars toward this. And the economic, benefits of this, I think, will show well. Judge, you can chime in at any point if I'm misrepresenting or misstating anything.
Do you have that picture? Yeah. Do you have the one where it's, yeah, right there?
Okay.
There you go.
So you open for questions?
Yeah, sure.
So you said a local grant, what would be the percentage that you'd have to get locally and from the state to fund this? You said that you had to have you get federal money. I understand that.
Yeah, so what we've identified, what will be presented today, unless we find money elsewhere, is what you see on this chart. So we've got source of funds from Barren County, and that's represented by the right-of-way contribution that Judge mentioned earlier, from the City of Glasgow resolution that was passed. KYTC, Transportation Cabinet's putting a significant amount in, and then the federal dollars required would be that's remaining, which is about $19 million in escalated funds. So as of right now, we show, again, a pretty good match. For the rural projects, you actually don't have to have match money but match dollars will make it more competitive. We do know that. So these tend to fare better when you, I'll give you, for instance, we were in charge of the Tiger Grant there in Louisville, Dixie Highway Project. It went through a couple rounds before it got awarded, but it ended up being about a $12 million KYTC match to 16, 17 million federal match. So it was about 60-40 split. So we do know that, and they might come back. We have seen this happen where they might say, well, we have 15 million. What can you do with that? And that's just a negotiation part of the process. Certainly the cabinet, I think, I'm not entirely speaking on their behalf, I'm a consultant, but I think that they would gladly take 15 million and fill the gap. So, and these, again, these are kind of it's an annual, so far it's been annual. So it's a very competitive process. Sometimes it's the second or third round before it's awarded, but we're hopeful that this round we get it. Some of the benefits that we captured include the safety improvements. Again, we included that replacing the deficient bridge, shifting traffic to lower routes with fewer crashes, providing an improved emergency response. I think that was a big factor. I think in discussions with emergency management, right now a total evacuation of Trojan Trail would be around 45 minutes. We think that could go down to 25 minutes. So certainly that is something that we can count. The increased connectivity will provide a huge savings in travel time annually, and we captured that as well. And it helps address the transportation needs of Glasgow and Barren County, the growing population that we have here, and then certainly the economic opportunity.
And maybe relieve some pressure from 31E
Sure.
south at school traffic in the mornings.
It'll be the most direct route in, if you look at the map. It'll be probably the fastest way in, especially from the east. Most direct route into Glasgow. But certainly open up that corridor. If you notice on the previous, the red it represents the commercial zone that's in the long-range plan or planning, transportation comprehensive plan. I'll get it out eventually. So the schedule, what we're on right now, again, we're going to hopefully submit, at least to get everything uploaded by tonight. Probably won't submit until tomorrow, but get everything uploaded. The notice of the award would be in December of this year. The funds must be obligated by September of 2020, and that's where it comes into play. All of the funds, including construction dollars, have to be obligated. So you pretty much are on a fast track since this project. There's really nothing been done except this preliminary study. I know it's been in your all's plan, I think, for a while, planning and zoning wise, but it made the highway plan this last round. So there's not really been enough time for the highway department to put it out for design services, but that I think would happen rapidly. We would get it to at least an environmental document stage, and then they would put it out for design build, and that would probably be sometime early 2019.
Talk just a little bit about the small bridge when you turn out of Trojan Trail and go right.
Yeah, so very narrow. The approaches to that bridge is very narrow. I don't know what the deficiency rating is on that bridge. It's probably in our documentation. I just don't have it committed to memory, but we do know that that's scheduled for replacement. So being able to bring in another unscheduled need
as part of this grant,
I think was very important, just because of the crash numbers in and around that area. It certainly made the numbers look a lot better for this project. So very hopeful that that will be enough to get it over the hump. And then the projects have to be completed by 2025. Should be no problem. It's probably going to be around 2022 if we get the award. So probably about a 2-year project putting that in. So
any other questions about this project? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Okay, before we move any further, I failed to see Miss London back here as our elected officials, and I can't forget her. She's here with us today. I just didn't see you tucked back in there, Joanne, sorry. Jailer's report. Come right on up.
Good morning. I'll read our population report this morning. We have 1 Allen County inmate, 84 Barren County inmates, 14 Metcalf, 29 Monroe, 2 drug court, 1 LaRue, and 118 state inmates. This gives us a total this morning of 249 for our population.
Okay.
Judge, back to the Highway 249 project, do we have to make a motion and vote on the grant, approving it or not?
Yeah, with the right-of-way aspect of it. Okay. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Let's hold what you just said. And let's back up. The Gillen Water Road. That's correct. And the right-of-way. Yes.
I make that motion that
Okay.
we approve it.
Okay. All right. For our in-kind, that's Mastrick Bennyfield, second Mastrick London. Any questions or discussion on that? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. That's my mistake, and I apologize. All right. Now, anything else you wanted to add, jail-wise? Okay. Juanita, do you have the policy? Anything you want to say, or? Come on up if you don't. You should have these in your packet, the policy changes and updates. And
basically, some of these policies have already been established, and we've been doing those, where we raised our housing for our Barren County inmates to $36. Also, we charge a nurse's visit copay for $20. The doctor or dentist is in-house for $30. DOC has, we used to, every deputy would have 16 hours of training. Now we have 24. Basically, that's it. We're just adding a few things to our policy and procedure. Everything else is staying the same.
okay, we need to take action on this, so this is policy procedure change. Entertain a motion.
Make that motion.
Master Allen,
Second.
second Master Houchins. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay. Do you have anything to comment on B,
On what, I'm sorry?
on the health services agreement?
Basically, it's just going up 3%. Normally, that happens every year, so. Everything else is staying the same in that contract. That's the only difference.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve this as well.
Make that motion.
Master Allen,
Second.
Master Gillen. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, thank you all
All
very
right,
much.
thank you.
Okay, under the sheriff's report, we approve sheriff's quarterly financial statement ending June 30th, 2018, subject to audit. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Master Allen, second Master Riddle. Any questions, discussion? Hearing all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Fiscal Court Committees, Parks and Recreation Committee, Master Riddle.
We have one item of business, and that is to we discuss the purchase of a truck. We've already approved $25,000. The court has approved $25,000 to purchase a vehicle for the Recreation Department. Plus, I think there was some conversation about using the surplus money if we sell the existing vehicle that we have. So it's a recommendation of the Transportation Committee that we move forward and begin the process of purchasing a truck through a bid process.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
Second Master Bennyfield. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
No.
All right, y'all talk about item A.
Item A is no longer applicable. It's not going to happen.
Okay, all right,
They've decided not to do that this year.
okay. All right, Transportation Committee, Master Rippon.
We have 3 items of business. We received a bid for crushed stone. We only received one. We opened the bid and it was from Glass Aggregates. The prices of the stone are a little bit higher than it was last year, a bit higher, some a little higher. There was one item I think it was cheaper. It's the only bid that we have, and it's a recommendation of the committee that we accept this bid from Glass Aggregates for our crushed stone needs.
Okay, we have a motion.
Make that motion.
We have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Second, Master Couchins. Any questions, discussion?
How much did they charge for channel liner this year, Trent? You know? Channel liner, how much did they?
Why, it was a little bit higher than it was last year. Susan has it. Or you done turned it?
Last year, Sherry's got the bid.
Oh, okay.
850.
850.
850 a ton.
And what about twos? Did they bid number twos?
$9. That's for
For number twos?
2s and 3s. Here, pass that down. Let that move.
The only item that was cheaper, as best I can remember, was the 610s. Is that right, Susan? And then everything else was $1 to $1.50 higher per ton.
So we accept this bid, then we have, if we can buy stone cheaper somewhere else, we still have to buy it all from them. Is that correct, Judge?
The way I understand it, that'd be correct. You know, they were late with their first bid, and then we had to re-advertise it. And this is the only bid that we have. Jeff, unless you have anything else you want to comment on that, or know of anything else? Yeah.
I mean, in the past, I know we have, for convenience purposes, certain parts of the county,
Sure.
we've gotten it from other people.
Sure.
I didn't know whether, even though they didn't bid, whether that'd still be a possibility, but I don't guess it is.
No.
Okay.
The county attorney says no.
Okay.
And it would be convenient. I do agree with you. All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay. Go ahead.
Second item was a surplus of a tractor that is currently broke down. Tractor's 12 years old. It's got several hours on it. We don't really know what the cost is going to be until they get into it. You know how that goes. Could be $5,000, could be $10,000. So I think it's a recommendation of the committee that we surplus this tractor out and sell it.
Okay, we have a motion.
Can I hear that motion again?
It is to surplus the tractor that is tore up now.
Okay, second.
Second, Master Allen. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
We didn't purchase a tractor there.
No,
did
sir.
we?
Third item of business is we talked about contracting the right-of-way mowing. Right now, the county road department has 2 mowing tractors. With the one down, I think they've had some other problems too. We've got one ordered, hadn't received it yet. The tractor that we bought, it hadn't got here yet. So they're mowing with 2 tractors. The judge and I think the judge and Jeremy talked about hiring some help. We did hire one guy to do some mowing. He's actually started in district number 2. Don't know how, I don't know how much of an impact that one mower is going to have, but he has been hard, and I guess I'd like for you guys to think about the possibility of maybe hiring somebody else. We walked this around in the meeting this morning. I don't think that at this point in the game we'll be able to get anybody that does mowing as a profession, as far as a right-of-way mowing contractor, because they're already obligated to the contracts that they have in place for this season. Now, next season, we need to take a real serious look at subcontracting all this mowing out, and that's what we talked about as well. But I think the only thing that we could do, and we can talk about it afterwards, we can talk about it on the phone, you guys want to think about it, we can maybe hire some another farmer or somebody to help in their respective districts. They would have to have some submit the right kind of insurance to do that. And, you know, we'd have to have some coordination with the road department. And, you know, I don't think no action is necessary on this right now, other than just some thought, and maybe we can all discuss it on the phone, talk to Jeremy about it, and figure out the best way to expedite this process of mowing.
We do need to take some action, Trent. I'm sorry, Master Riddle, on this contracting.
Okay.
Who we've contracted with.
Okay.
Does that require any bonding?
They will have to have a certain amount of insurance. That's correct. To do that.
I move that we move forward with the contractor that we've hired and look at hiring additional contractors to assist us to get the county right-of-ways mowed.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a second, Master Gillen. Any questions, discussion?
What kind of insurance do they have to have, Judge? Do anybody know?
I believe it was first talked about maybe about $1 million worth of.
$1 million worth of liability?
I think we talked about that, and we talked about something less.
And the county's additional insured on their policy, is that right?
Correct. Any more questions or discussion?
I know Ray Gossett had to go through bonding process.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about just individuals, farmers and things like that, as long as they meet that insured criteria, so. And we'll run this through county attorney.
If you declare an emergency, and it's going to become an emergency because of the site visibility and the safety, that would remove some of it, would it not?
County attorney.
Yeah, it'd be better if we court passes something.
He advised it'd be better if we just proceed the way we're doing now. Okay. Yeah, just proceed the way we're doing now. We'll pick some people out in respective districts. If you folks have people in your district that you want to recommend, hey, recommend them to us. We'll go talk to them, have a conversation with them.
Who's gonna follow up on this? Is it gonna be, Judge, is it gonna be you or Jeremy?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Just contact me with your representatives that you want me to talk to, and I'll confer that with the county attorney. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, thank you very much. Departmental reports, we have the Recreation Department. Charles Kearney, if you want to come up.
Good morning. First, before I get to these young men and ladies, don't forget Miss Hannah this time. I want to give a little report about our region tournament, which happened 2 weeks ago out at Jackie Browning Park, where we had several teams there. The tournament went real well, not one hiccup. We had one rain day, I think, but we handled that real well. The tarps came in handy on one field there. We had several people in the park there in Red Cross. All we received, and I'm not exaggerating, is it was kind of embarrassing a little bit, because people would come up and say how good the fields were and how much they enjoyed being in Barren County and Glasgow. And I was really pleased with that. I was super proud of the people that helped. Special thanks goes out to John Stevens, Solid Waste, Tracy Shirley. They all was out there helping. The judge, he even got out there and put his muck boots on and went to work. So it was a great experience for the kids. And we did have one team that was very successful in that. The 14U Elite, BC Elite team, they were regional runner-ups. So that's really something to be proud of with them. And then let's get to the boys 9U state tournament. Huh? And girls.
And girls. That's right.
Miss Hannah.
That's right.
That was concluded yesterday or Sunday, about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I think we was done with that. Isn't that right, kids? About that late, wasn't it? But it started really good. We had one day that was some rain again. We beat the rain. We pulled the tarp over the one field they were playing on and resumed play in about 45 minutes to an hour. So that was great again. I had a lot of help that come in to help that day. And then we had a total of 10 teams in that tournament. The BC Elite team didn't start out real well in pool play. I was a little bit worried about it. It seemed like they was on a big stage and they was just a little bit nervous. But I'm gonna tell you, they picked up their guns and they went to war. And from that point on, they never lost a game. And then last night, it was Sunday night, it was my distinct pleasure to crown them the 9U Kentucky State champions of the 9U division. So that was something really proud of. I'm really proud of them. They represented us well, and I want to introduce these fine young men and women to you. The first one is Miss Hannah Wilson.
Stand up,
If you
Hannah.
want to, just come up front right there. Price Thompson. Trapper Vincent. Tyler Pursley. Dylan Porter. Skylar Potter. Baylor Browning. This is just partial of the team. A lot of people was working this morning. They couldn't be here, but I'm sure these guys are thinking about them. And that's your 9U state champion standing right in front of you there. And I've got Drew Thompson here. He's the assistant coach. He was able to make it. So, again, super proud of you guys. They are now going to be traveling to Jeffersontown, Louisville. They'll be up there for quite a while. It starts, actually they don't get much time, much rest between tournaments, so they'll start Wednesday and they'll play through Sunday again. Expect big things from them. This is a tremendously talented team. And I'm sure, you know, I know everybody always asks, but these kids and these parents are going to be up there for 5 days, 4 days. I hope you're up there for 5. If there's anything the court sees fit to give these kids to help travel, this is a short notice. They can't come back home because they got to be there early. If the court sees fit to give these kids a little donation for their stay, I'm sure they would accept it. And I would approve it too. So, thank you, kids. Appreciate you very much. Okay?
And as always, I know it was the bubble gum that got you through playing, y'all. Reach in there and get you some. We should have everybody some. All right.
Sometimes that's better than a trophy, isn't it?
All right. Great job.
Okay, now on the business, I need a PO number for the amount of $6,378, which was spent partially, or mostly, all of it actually, was on these uniforms that they wear, the caps, and that was for every division of softball and baseball. They all were representing Barren County with Barren Elite. No team was named any different. So I would need a PO number for that, or permission to get a PO number for that amount.
Make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion, Master Allen. Who made the second? Master Gillen. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
Anybody have any questions about the tournaments or the young men and women that are going?
I got a question on the Babe Ruth tournament you just had. Is that, Babe Ruth sanctions that, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do they have specific rules on how you do things at those tournaments?
Yes, especially, we sign a contract with them, and the contract basically states how you can run that tournament.
Okay. Do they share in the concessions also?
No, sir.
They don't.
Neither do they share in the gate, but they do set the prices for the gate fees. And this was the first year that they did allow us to raise the gate, or they raised the gate prices. We did have some complaints about it, but that's nothing that we can do locally about those prices. It's set by the New Jersey office, so headquarters.
So
in
they
Baton
set
Rouge.
the rate, but all the money comes back to the Barren County Rec Department, and all the profit from the concessions goes to the Barren County Recreation Department.
What profit? Yes, it does. Now, one of the things that was mentioned out there, I'm gonna mention that, and then I'm gonna sit down and let this meeting, I know it's hot in here. There was specific talk that they liked this community so well, and the way that we ran the tournament, that in the future, like next year, they're gonna go to a super regional, which is 3 regions, minimum 70 teams, because it's 3 regions. And they really wanted us to look at signing a contract for holding that tournament. So, because we're centrally located. So we are going to be in discussions with them about that in order to bring this community more income and help the businesses, small businesses and restaurants. Me and the judge and, you know, everybody that can, we're going to talk to as many as we can and try to lure these big tournaments in here to help us out.
Do you have any idea how many dollars y'all handled out there that weekend total?
I don't have the bottom totals on it. I do know that
29,000 is what you brought in, but I don't know yet.
So you handled $29,000.
right.
Part of that was donation, wasn't it? Was that the one with donation on it?
The donation was from Tourism Commission for to pay for the tournament contract. I think it's 13,000 to host that tournament. They did step forward and donate us 15,000 for that. The tourism board did to hold this tournament.
So there'll be a complete breakdown of what all was.
Yes,
spent.
that's everything that we spent during this tournament was earmarked tournament. So I will be able to go back and pull down, or Denny will be able to pull down the numbers. I'm not expecting big numbers for income as far as making money. We're not here to make the money. We're just here to bring more tourism into our county, and we don't really need a profit when it comes to that.
I wish y'all would make that public, or we get a copy of that, or I would like to have a copy of that when it's finished, please.
That's not a problem.
Thank you.
I'm sure it will be open records just like everything else the county does.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Questions?
And I believe transient room tax was up. I think we just signed to pay the tourism, where transient room tax, what we collected is up from, I know from May or April anyway, so that's an influx. Any other questions about the tournament? Anything that went on? We'll get that breakdown. We'll try to get those in the packets for you for next meeting.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm gonna entertain a motion, or actually, I'm gonna make the motion that we, since this is a promoting Barren County, the county attorney advised me we can do that. I'd like to make a motion that we sponsor them for $500 to play in this tournament, because it is a promoting Barren County affiliate. So that's my motion. And
Second.
second, Master Riddle. Any questions or discussion? And approve payment of the check when we get down to claims as presented.
I'd like to amend that motion and give them $1,000.
Okay, we have an amendment to give $1,000. That's a motion. So can I entertain a second?
Second.
We have a second by Master Gillen. We're voting only on the amendment, correct? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Now, is that considered the main motion? Okay, we'll vote on the main motion as amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Good luck to you all. Parents, thank you all very much. You all can leave. You can stay here, coach, whatever you'd like to do. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate you.
If you're leaving, I'm from Kentucky Water, I had been requesting Dave to be on your agenda.
Yeah, you're not on here, and I
know.
apologize.
I called him.
So
Well, if I can do my presentation, it'd be great. If you can't, I'll come back and I'll.
you'll have to come back. Sorry.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's okay.
See you, Daniel.
That's what we can do.
Y'all take care. See you, kiddos. Bye-bye. See you, bud. Take care of yourself.
No.
All right. Approve payment and claims as presented.
So moved.
Second. Where you from? Allen, second Master Houchins. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Approve transfer of, we didn't have any transfer of funds, did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had one. I've got none wrote on my agenda. Okay, no amendments, all right. Approve transfer of funds, need a motion?
Make a motion.
Master Houchins,
Second.
second Master Gillen. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. No budget adjustment. Approve monthly financial statement, June 2018, subject to audit.
So move.
Master Riddle,
Second.
second Master Houchins. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Approve official settlement, June 2018, subject to audit. County Attorney, County Clerk, and the Sheriff.
So moved.
Master Houchins,
Second.
second Master Gillen. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Personnel actions. During this personnel action, I believe the coroner not here. Did he step out? Can you get him real quick? He's got a new personnel he wants to introduce. I'll go ahead and report. We did hire an ABC deputy. We advertised, we took applications. Sheriff King and I, we interviewed. We hired Joey Cruz as the ABC deputy. He will have several responsibilities. He will be helping with the ABC side of it. He will be helping the Sheriff's Department with car inspections. Due to the increased revenue of Miss London's office, that's gonna help out as well. So just letting you all know, we'll be paying part of that salary out of ABC fund. Okay. Hold on just a minute. Okay, our newest deputy coroner is Miss Megan Richardson. She'll wave at everyone. She was sworn in, and she will be taking Kelvin Hawkins' spot, who resigned, and we welcome her to the team. Thank you for being here today. Okay, I'll entertain a motion for personnel actions.
So moved.
Master Allen,
Second.
second Master Benefield. Questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Okay. Approve quarterly financial statement ending June 30th, 2018, subject to audit.
So moved.
Master Houchins,
Second.
second by Master London. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Acknowledge receipt of library budget 2018-19.
I make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of library budget 2018 and 19. Thank you.
Master Allen, second Master Houchins. Questions or discussion?
I think that's gonna get it out anyway.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. We have a expired, well, actually not expired, we had someone to resign from the library board. That's Chris Robertson Congola. I'd like to appoint Bob Carey to fill the term. That term will expire June 30th of 2019.
I'll make that motion.
Patrick Allen,
Second.
Patrick Houchins. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Approve maintenance agreement for the courthouse of the HVAC.
I'll make that motion.
Master Gillen,
They said courthouse. Second.
second Master Benefield. Any questions or discussion?
The LCs pay this, do they, Judge?
Yes, they do. And this agreement is, if you know, it's with Lions Corporation. Same price as last year. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, approve the maintenance agreement with the courthouse, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I want to move to go into closed session pursuant to KRS 61.810, discussion of proposed and pending litigation against or on behalf of public agency. Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Master Hatchin, second Master Allen, we're in closed session.
Ready to roll.